A man once gave away so much gold that he crashed an entire economy. Not in a legend, not in a myth, in real history. But who was this man, whose wealth was so vast that even today no one can measure it? In the 14th century, far from the castles of Europe and the empires of Asia, there was a land in West Africa, rich beyond imagination. A land where gold was not rare. It was everywhere. And ruling over this land was a king. His name was Mansa Musa. When he came to power in 1312, the Mali Empire was already strong. But under his rule, it became something else entirely. It became a legend. Mansa Musa controlled the richest gold mines in the known world.
At the heart of the light.
At that time, nearly half of the world's gold flowed through his empire. Think about that. Every coin, every treasure, every royal crown across continents was touched, directly or indirectly, by the wealth of one man. But Mansa Musa was not just powerful, he was ambitious. And in 1324, he made a decision that would change history forever. He would go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, a sacred journey, one that every Muslim hopes to make at least once in their lifetime. But what Mansa Musa was about to do was unlike anything the world had ever seen. This was not just a journey of faith. This was a display of power, a statement, a message to the world. The preparations began. Thousands of soldiers were assembled. Officials, servants, scholars, all chosen carefully. Then came the camels, hundreds of them, each one carrying sacks of pure gold. Not small amounts, not symbolic gifts. We're talking about massive loads, enough to change economies. And then, the people. It is said that nearly 60,000 individuals traveled with him. Among them, 12,000 servants, each dressed in fine silk, each carrying gold. Imagine the sight. A golden caravan stretching across the desert, as far as the eye could see. A moving empire. As the caravan crossed the Sahara, word began to spread. People whispered, a king is coming. A king made of gold. Cities prepared. Rulers grew curious. And then, he arrived in Cairo. What happened next? No one expected. Mansa Musa began giving away gold to the poor, to the scholars, to the merchants. He donated generously to mosques. He rewarded strangers. He spent without hesitation. At first, it seemed like an act of kindness. But soon, something strange began to happen. Gold started losing its value. Prices rose. Markets shifted. The more gold he gave, the less it was worth. Cairo's economy began to break. Think about that. One man, simply by being generous, caused inflation in an entire region. Historians believe it took years, even decades, for the economy to recover. But Mansa Musa did not stop. He continued his journey to Mecca, fulfilling his religious duty. And when he returned, he brought something even more valuable than gold: knowledge. Architects, scholars, ideas. He invested in his empire. He built mosques. He built schools. And most importantly, he transformed a city, Timbuktu. Under his rule, Timbuktu became one of the greatest centers of learning in the world. Students traveled from distant lands to study there. Books were more valuable than gold. Let that sink in. In the richest empire on earth, knowledge became the true currency. Mansa Musa had done something extraordinary. He didn't just collect wealth. He used it to build, to inspire,
Energy is amazing.
to leave a mark. But here's the strange part.
Could be. Examine the symbols.
Despite all his power, despite all his wealth, there is no exact record of how rich he really was. Some say if you tried to calculate his fortune today, you couldn't, because his wealth was not just money. It was influence. It was impact. It was legacy. And maybe that's what makes his story so powerful. Because in the end, the man who had more gold than anyone in history is remembered not for what he owned, but for what he changed. A king who walked through deserts with gold and left behind cities filled with knowledge. A ruler whose generosity shook economies, but built civilizations. Mansa Musa was not just the richest man who ever lived. He was proof that true power is not in holding wealth. It's in what you do with it.